All right, welcome to the Steady Mobbin Podcast. Today we got a special guest with us. To my left, I got my guest host,
Chocolate Drop.
He goes by Chocolate Drop now. This is episode whatever over
Who's counting? Who's
five
keeping
something,
track?
580, 590. Whenever you guys want to calculate it for us, do it. We're having conversations with people you can't talk to and saying things you can't say.
Huh?
And today,
Yes.
we got Mr. Errol Eats Everything in the building.
Lord mercy. Bloop, 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 bloop. Bullet. I'm a fan. welcome, sir. What have you been up to today, man?
A little press run, actually.
Yeah.
Had a couple good conversations today.
Yeah.
And, shot a couple things for social.
Yes.
And then I have a pop-up tonight. And
Nice.
I'm looking forward to that, to rub elbows with people that dig the vibration.
Dope. The first thing that caught my eye was your visuals. I'm like, okay, this feels different, And then I listened to the music, and the music supported the visuals. I'm like, okay, the visuals are dope. The music is dope. Then I'm like, I have to know. Someone sent me the video, and I'm like, please tell me this dude is from Canada. Please tell me. If it's American dude, I'm going to be cheesed. And then I find out you're a Torontonian. Is that correct?
Kind of, sort
Kind of, sort of?
Yeah.
We'll take it. We'll
right.
take it.
Not necessarily a Torontonian. If you want to be specific, I'm actually a Saga boy early in life.
Even better!
Bullet, right?
Better, because the best MCs come from Saga. Yes, I said it.
I said that earlier and you thought I was crazy.
No, I did not. You're capping. Anyways, how did you come up with the idea for the visuals? Because that shit is just crazy dope.
Recorded the album, and then I didn't even think about the cover. Mm-hmm. And I'm not typically, I knew I probably wouldn't put my face on it. That's about it. And then I just went to ChatGPT and I put in the prompts that I wanted. And then I basically made a baby Errol with all the things that I would want to do. Like when I was coming up, I was blessed to come up with the supreme hip hop heads.
Yeah.
Only force fed dope hip hop from
yes.
I've never put junk hip hop in me as a youth. I had the best of the best, right? And basically I put the elements, and so what I said that because those same people who are my influencer, like gold teeth, like I went to gold grills and big herringbone chain, and and I just put it on this thing and I put the prompts in, and that's what came up. I had to do maybe like 10, 15 versions, change this, change that, background, this, that. And then it's like, okay, let's go. Because I'm creative, but I'm not an artist with the pen, right? And then when I just launched it, it's like initially it was like, use a human art, blah, blah, blah. And then people just started getting it. And then that kind of dissipated. But I just did that based on the prompts and based on my memories and stuff like that, and it just caught on.
It really sticks with you because it's just like, like I was saying earlier, man, because when I came here, I expected to see a baby with grills and chain and a clean fro, shades on, and it's just such a refreshing idea and a great campaign that you're running.
And you wore a mask in your interview online.
No. Online, that's Furious Evans in that mask. You'll never see his face.
Okay.
That's Furious Evans. He's out of Las Vegas on my journey to where I'm at right
now.
That's where I came up with him, and so I have a video that hasn't premiered yet where I'm wearing a mask and stuff. So this is literally the first time anybody's seen me. Second time anybody's seen behind the curtain.
Which is a great segue to my question. How do you feel? Because it's like like I said, my first time seeing you, I had an image of. I didn't know what to go off of. All I have is your videos. How do you feel about like revealing your identity? Because I feel like there is an intangible freaking quality there by hiding your identity that keeps people curious.
I'm not going to put my face out there too much, but I think it's important to engage with the people that follow me. Mm-hmm. Like MF Doom didn't crack and he never showed his face, but we know what we know him and Zev Love, you know what he looked like. However, he never broke character for Doom, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel violating calling him a character or saying that word associated with him. But I had unintended things that happened by using these visuals where people are like, this is like Doom. This is a new Doom. And I was like, I like that. It wasn't done for that intention.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it resulted in people, it brought children in. Like some of the comments would say like, I watched this with my son and just like getting families together and this and that and unintended consequences of just following my gut.
So are you independent right now?
Yeah, but you know, the truth is I've had conversations that you want your whole life and they're happening. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, whoa, you know, like this project took a life of its own and it's opening up doors that the most unbelievable conversations. I'm like, is this happening? You know, like, can I curse?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this shit happening? Like, what? You know, and you know, the first people to reach out it was like, I don't even want to say the names because I think that's kind of corny, but it was mind blowing. Like, what is this a real, like, you know, like what? He was the person I called actually. I was like, yo, and I showed him and he's like, yeah, you know, told you, you know.
Yeah,
that type of thing.
Do you feel like at this point like you're gonna pigeonhole you and just doing like the you know the cartoon the cartoon
please do.
Yeah, you don't mind that?
Yeah, so I'm an entrepreneur in the true sense, right? And I learned a lot of things with like e-commerce brands and businesses that I've had before, right? And what it teaches you is listen to your audience, right? Everybody has this grand idea. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to put this in, and the world's going to eat it up, and then I'm going to do this and this. It doesn't work that way. Yeah. Really, what you do is you put it out there, and you attract your tribe, and your tribe tells you what they want.
Yeah.
The tribe is telling me this. Is this a series? When is this launching? A lot of the initial inquiries and a lot of the inquiries online are saying they want an animated series or something like that.
Like Gorillas kind of thing.
Like Boondocks kind of
thing. Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
But a shorter kind of version or format.
Cool.
So I think I'm going to push that angle with the next go round. Like I want to do the visuals that I've done, maybe enhance them, try something else because, you know, you got to keep the originality going, And then I'm going to, you know, try to inject or interject or whatever the proper word is for this right now. I'm lost of words. Short format animations, maybe putting various parts of me out there, or you know, a storyline or some. I don't know. Yeah, I haven't worked, but I'm going to do that. And they've also told me that, you know, pop-ups shows. Yeah. So I'm listening to the audience, and I'm going to give them what they want in my way. You know?
How long did it take you to get your cadence and tone you have? Because it sounds reminiscent to Biggie.
I have never heard Biggie until I put this project out. And so, probably like a few people have said that.
Hold on, you've never heard a Biggie song?
No, I've never heard
the Biggie comparison. I apologize.
Yeah. The wine got him lit.
Until I put this project out, and people were like, "This is like Biggie," but I thought it was a baby reminding them of Biggie.
Yeah, no, it's the cadence your tone.
Now that you mention it, the baby does look like Biggie. Got
right? Yeah. So be it. I didn't intend for that, but so be it. You know what I'm saying? And I've just evolved into this tone. I hated my voice for a lot of times in my career. I was like, oh, I don't sound like, you know, whatever. And then you grow out of that. And once you're you, this is what it is. And now people are like loving my voice. It's just, you know, okay, you know, it's weird how that just turned a corner on me, you know?
I'm so proud of this moment because like, I feel like we're the first one of the first Toronto media outlets to kind of snag you in this mode, because I really see big things for you. Like, I'm serious. Between Appreciate the visuals, the music, the tone of your voice, plus the knowledge in your music. I was listening to a song. I don't remember the song. You're talking about Egypt and Africa and from Ghana and da-da-da. I'm like, yo, this guy is like
mind.
Yeah, I was just like, yo, like you got all the things that make a great MC. And it seems like your business is on point. And it looks like you got a solid team. So I'm really excited, man, and I'm really rooting for you. And I'm going to do my best to spread the word and let people know about your project and what you got going on.
And it's also refreshing. It's also refreshing because, you know,
Tired of
We're
hearing
seeing-
about people spinning the block.
And a bunch of young niggas too, like YNs, a bunch of YNs. We don't want to hear no too many YNs anymore. And like,
Tired of it.
and like, I love what you're doing because you're just showing people how that hip hop is not just an age. Hip hop is
hip hop.
That's it.
Culture.
That's it. And anybody can get in, and anybody can make music off of it. Anybody can make money off of it. And you're showing everybody, how to chase their dreams.
I made a project for my sons. So
that's what's up.
Because I put out vinyl before, signed to independent labels and whatever. And, your daddy was dope, Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so.
No, he's really dope.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm showing you, And
how many sons you got?
2.
Okay.
Trip and 7.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
3 and 7?
So Trip is Errol the third.
Oh, yeah.
So we call him Trip.
Cool.
Evan, we call him 7.
Cool.
Teenagers, preteens?
Early teens.
Early teens.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So are you full-time in New York or?
Yeah.
Full-time in New York?
Yeah.
How long have you spent time in Saga or GTA?
When I was a child, that's my child. I came up on a street called Windjammer Road, close to Council Ring.
What's that, Dundas and Wolfdale area?
I don't know Wolfdale, I don't know Dundas.
You know
I can't
Dundas,
remember.
we're endless.
When'd you leave?
I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah.
Years and years ago.
Yes, sir.
And then
He's like the FBI, be careful.
my dad was a pipe fitter, and then we moved west.
Oh, yeah, Alberta?
Yeah. And then moved to Vegas.
Because another oil.
And then New York.
Yeah, okay.
Then Texas.
More
and
oil.
now in New York.
Okay. You miss Saga?
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
my early moments of my life, my formative moments of my life, of course. Square One, Sheridan Mall, all.
It's a lot different now from.
It's way different.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I spin the block by my old house and take a look, so yeah. I miss everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere has had an impression on me.
Does Toronto play an influence in the music?
I'm a yardie, right? You can walk around New York and you can't assume somebody's a yardie. You could be somewhere in the continent of Africa, or they could be from St. Lucia or anywhere else, right? And in Toronto, I feel like chances are, even though it's expanded a lot into the other ethnicities, and, groups. And so, my wife is from here. I always say, you play with the rest of the world, you find your wife in Toronto. That's what I told him this morning, And so Toronto is a special place for me,
Yeah.
It's Carabana, like a lot of memories here. I was talking to you earlier, Planet Mars back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Toronto is New York of Canada.
Okay.
Vancouver is Cali,
Yeah. Errol Eats Everything. Why that title?
Insatiable appetite for knowledge. Right? And it's a metaphor on if you want to do hip hop braggadocio, I'm here to eat your food, right?
Let's go.
That's it.
And then for the ladies. Hey, that's just me.
He's crazy, man.
Who are some?
It's not just you. It is not just you.
Let's go.
A little flavor saver.
Every Jamaican. Who are some of your musical influences?
Chuck D.
Woo. Damn.
I would say, of course, Rock M, right? You know what he's saying. Chris, KRS-One is probably my goat, to tell you the truth.
Oh, that's your goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I respect the hell out of the, like, Royce.
Okay.
J.E. I think that when he's on point, he's superior. Like, the bars are bananas, right?
Yeah.
I like things like Anderson .Paak.
Okay.
I'm a yardie, so I came up on rubber dub, dancehall.
Yeah.
And so I have that influence. I have the influence of a Jamaican family.
Dope.
And I think that there's some divinity in being raised within that group of people.
Absolutely.
And there's a brotherhood across the board with Yardies, you know?
Absolutely.
So, definitely, you know, various reggae. And my dad's record collection was massive. Like, he had the original press of Funky Drummer with, you know, Pastor P's with James Brown, and like he'd have these records and I'd be in the basement playing them. So I have a lot of different influences.
Nice.
Any Canadian influences?
I think 3 Sacks amazing. Yeah. I think that Sox ran the game.
Love Sox. Yeah.
You and Sox would kill it.
You think so?
Oh, I got his number if you want.
I appreciate it. He's a super talented dude. I think that.
Yeah, that would be great.
You know, the Black Cat from IRS. Urs.
Urs, right? Yep.
I would say, I was about to call him by his government name. Agile as a producer really moved me. I think that even Rascals, when really living, really took over this country at a certain point. You'd have to, you know. Who else? I would say there's tons. Like
there's a lot.
Yeah,
there's a few,
like from the whole Circle era. I think all of those guys were dope.
Yeah.
I think there's many, man. Like I'm doing a disservice by not naming some.
Sox, you and Sox would be a crazy collab.
Incredible.
Amazingly talented, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's
ran the game in this country for years. Like you have to give respect, man. Like
absolutely,
you're fronting if you don't give that man respect. What he's done, you know.
The production on the album. Can you who contributed musically to the album?
One person. And so when I lived in Vegas, I came across a group called The Chapter, and that was Furious Evans and Clarence Joe, who is basically Ballad of the Brute song. And I was in The Chapter. And then like Clarence Joe is one of my favorite MCs on earth. He's incredible, and people will find out, you know. And I was in that group, and then New York was calling me, and I ended up in New York. And then they've been my brothers ever since the day we met. And he's been sending me music for years. And then, and basically, he's responsible for the soundscape of what you're hearing. And he's from Chicago. So we, you know, he has various mantras, like he's a boom bap, groove-driven producer. He can break it down and do the most incredible shit, but it's about the groove for him. And so you'll notice that the album doesn't go overboard with the overproducing of songs and stuff like that. We ride the groove and we get busy.
Who would be a dream collab for you?
A dream
collab? Any could be rock, any genre, anything.
A dream collab would be...
Be careful, because people are they're listening now. They want to hear what you're gonna say.
You know who I want to do a song with? Skilly.
Skilly
Bang.
Oh shit!
When I heard Mr. Universe, I was like, "These are crazy bars this guy's spitting," and nobody was even. I'm like, "You guys listening to this?" So like a
that's left field right there.
Yeah.
Man.
And then in the hip hop round, probably for my own satisfaction, KRS would be like
KRS.
You know, but
you and Jay Electronica would do some damage.
I concur. Let's go.
I'm gonna tag him. Tag him. We're gonna clip this.
He's I feel like almost disrespectful. Oh, call it, you know, I'd love to, you know, homeboy is amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that would be amazing. You know?
Seems like he's just done with music completely. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, he
kind
of
just when he wants is what I see.
Yeah, whenever he's
I don't think he goes by the beat of anybody else's genre.
Yeah,
His
true.
is what I observe. I don't know if that's the case, you know. But J.E., he's an influence on me, man.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple songs where I was working on hooks, and of course I was like, no, and then I found like John Henrik Clarke, you know, and it fit the vibe of what was being spoken about and set the tone for the album. You know?
And you were talking about your fan base, like the age range, right? You said 18 to 55. For the younger demographic, who would be a good collab for you think?
For the younger?
Yeah. It doesn't have to be as young as 18, but...
So And a tweener one would probably be Joey Badass or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, okay.
There we go. That's the one.
A younger one, I'd probably be.
You don't want to go much younger. How old is Joey?
He's in his 30s.
Probably 30.
He's in his 30s.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to guess.
Early 30s.
Yeah, early 30s. For the younger crowd, I'd have to think about that.
Yeah.
I don't really have names. If you're a competent MC and I respect your game, you know, sure, let's get busy, right? But the thing about me is I can't make dope music if I don't feel it in my heart.
No matter who it is.
You can offer me money. If I cannot vibrate to the beat and what you're doing, I can't do it.
I see you giving labels hell when it comes to the negotiating part of it, because you seem like a man like, you want specific things, and it's got to be a certain situation. It's got to be a really good, unique situation. You're not just about to grab any bag.
Well, so the album sounds the way it sounds because in the true sense of this word, I'm an entrepreneur. I have a few successful businesses, right?
Let's go.
I'm not what people think, right? I've been in a corporate construct, and I didn't excel in the corporate construct like I should have. My upward trajectory was not somehow equaling mediocrity around me. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to be my own man. I became my own man. And so I have a couple of successful businesses. One of them has 100 employees.
Wow.
Talk your shit, man.
Right? So, I made this album from a space of, I've always wanted to be in this space.
Yeah.
I don't have anything. In the middle of the day, I have time. And then I just recorded from that space. So I don't have any agenda with my music. What are you going to say? And who? I don't have to report to anyone. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I won't in the future have some type of collaboration with some entity, but I made it from a space of, I'm going to make exactly what I want to hear right now. And I made exactly what I wanted to hear. I didn't think about anybody else, but what I wanted to hear. And I put it out there and I took a chance. I begrudgingly put it out there because I sat on it for 2 years.
Let's go.
Really?
I recorded it and then I lost faith. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I put this shit to the side. And then 2 years later, I was leaving for vacation. Right before I left, I was like, you know what? Let me put it up there. It was just in a different frame of mind. And then as I was getting on the plane, I was like, what the fuck are you thinking, E? Man. And I went to go take that shit down, actually.
Self-doubt is a killer.
And then on a Sunday when we were leaving to go back home from this vacation, I got an email and it said, "You're live." I was like, "Fuck! I forgot to take that shit down." And then
But the views started piling up. The views started piling up.
And then I jumped on the plane. And then I wrote a heartfelt message on my page. And then I jumped on the plane. And I hit enter, jumped on the plane. And when I landed, that shit was shared hundreds of times. I was like,
look at that.
And I'd never seen a response like that. And then, people reached out. And then eventually it was like, "Hey, can you take the album down?" And I'm like, "Sure, I don't care."
Yeah.
I learned not to get in my way with entrepreneurship. And I was like, okay. And then they said, "Okay, we're going to put it on Black History Month. What date do you want?" And I just said 11s because I see ones. That means I'm following the path.
Look at that.
It was like a divine timing given what's going on in the world and whatnot. I was like, this is like, it's humbling and unbelievable, actually. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're putting your soul out there, right? I'm used to putting myself out there as an MC. I've been booed on stage before, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've had the greatest reactions ever, right? You start with the boos and it evolves to, "Oh, that was amazing," you know what I'm saying? So I'm used to putting myself out there, man, but it's humbling for peers and those who know what they're talking about to appreciate it. It's humbling. It's like, wow.
Look at that. And thank you for putting it out, man. Oh, my God. It kind of reminds me of Havoc when he was talking about the Shook One's beat and how he didn't like it and he almost deleted it. And it's just like, oh, my God.
Imagine he did.
Imagine
he did. Imagine.
Like, are you kidding me? That's like deleting Troy or something like that. Right? Like, are you kidding me?
But I get it, because at the time, you don't know what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and it's just like, man, sometimes you just got to go against the gut and just take a leap of faith. I don't want to hold you up too long.
I got a couple more questions before you get going. Toronto and New York, better Jamaican food. Put you on the spot.
Oh, this one's going to get him canceled, yo.
So I'm going to say this. That's a good question, right?
Both big communities.
I'm a big foodie.
Walk the line, right? Walk the line.
I'm not going to walk the line. I'm going to tell you the truth. Up to I even said it to you this morning, and my homeboy Dart. I said, "Hey, Dart, man, what's the best restaurant you ate in Toronto? And he's like, says whatever restaurant, right? It wasn't the answer I was expecting. And I was like, I've never really had a dope food experience in Toronto.
Ooh.
I've eaten yard food my whole life. My mom cooked the best yard food. Mm-hmm. Every one of us ate at our house, good home cooked food. You know, you eat here or there, but when I was in Toronto, I was never in the capacity of being able to flex and eat what I want to eat. I just had the same thing that everyone else had. It wasn't, you know, so it's not a fair comparison. I'm in New York under different circumstances. Not that yard food is top tier food, you know, on the culinary scale, which to me it is, because ackee and saltfish can't be tested.
Facts.
But I would say that I have a more experience on different things on foods in New York. I've been there for a long time. However, I feel like if there's one consistency, yard food is good everywhere. I just came back from London. I'll be damned if it wasn't some champion food in the place that I ate. You know what I'm saying? So something good, something health or something like that, it was called in the Brixton market. Champion food. It's like, it's pretty consistent. Yeah. Every once in a while you get some, you know.
Just stay away from Sunrise out here.
Sunrise?
Yeah, just stay away from there.
I went to a place earlier. Can I say it here?
Yeah.
I had and this may be a violation from the yardies here because they're like, what are you talking about? But I went to Alwyn's earlier today.
Uh-oh.
And they had some stuffed patty business.
Oh, yeah. What'd you get? What'd you get?
A stuffed patty with all the layers and stuff in there.
Yeah, the jerk chicken or the...
you know, you put me on the spot, right? Because none of these guys eat swine, right?
That's what I was getting at. That's what I was getting at.
So you just put me on the spot, man.
Errol really eats everything, yo.
And that I was like, what is this? You know, so I'll be lying if I didn't say it was delicious, you know. But you just blew me up, man. So me and you have beef. Everybody, I thought he was understood.
I'm sorry. No, we'll bleep it out.
Okay, the album. Like, what are some of your favorite songs on the album?
Energy. I address
dope one, yeah.
The places that I've been. I like the vibe. I used to like butter jams back in the days, like Buck 'em Down remix and stuff like that. But I think energy because of the subject matter in there. And a specific moment when I was just like talking about my mom, and then I remember she used to say this prayer, and I put Janku, Jesus, Mika, Mal, whatever. And then there's one of those moments I was like, what the fuck are you, like, what? What are you, dummy? Like, whatever. I just left it, and then kept on going. And then I let Black Cat from Earth.
Lord.
I'm like, and he's like, he's listening, right? He was one of the first people to hear the project. He was number 2 right here. And then he said, you listen to it? And the genuine reaction, he said, he went like this, you know that prayer? And it was mind-blowing, like, oh, somebody understood. You know what I'm saying? Because it was such a moment in my life, you know what I'm saying, or memory in my life. And so Energy is one of those joints. If before I released the album, if I had to pick a joint that everybody would be like, oh, I would have said Mind, but that's not the case. Everybody, like a lot of people love that song. Ballad of the Bruce, probably because of the bars from an MC standpoint, is one. I said what I said. I purposely did that song because I felt like I had a lot of stories. I had this, and I'm like, the egotistical MC in me is like, I need to spit some bars right now, and I spit bars on, and that's towards you probably remember, or Don't Matter None or something like. I don't have a favorite song.
Yeah,
all of them are like children to me. So I actually don't even like to pick singles. I like other people's ears I trust pick singles and stuff like that because the things that are my favorite, it turns out like Round and Round was the very last song on the album. I had to remind Furious, yo, put the song on because it was only one verse. He thought I didn't finish it. I'm like, man, put that song on. And he put it on, and then that was the one that bust out everything for me.
Yeah.
Know?
All right. Well,
hold on. I want to ask you 5 questions. We call this or that. I'll give you 2 options. MJ or LeBron?
It should be more. It should be more.
What you have to give context.
Like who's better? Yeah, who's
better?
Yeah, who's better? Who's your preference? Are you an MJ fan or you a LeBron fan?
Yeah, that's a foul question.
It should be MJ and Kobe, but go ahead.
MJ, no, it should not be MJ and Kobe. Why do you say that?
Kobe was way better than LeBron.
No, he was not.
See, you guys really do have beef now.
You're right. No, Kobe rode Shaq's coattails for 3
Oh, here we
championships.
go. It's turned into a sports show.
He rode his coattails.
I thought it was the other way around.
Kobe wrote what? Shaq. I do this. Shaq's stats were
Get him, Earl.
out of this world stats. Kobe had stats that 20 other players in the league could have put up.
You better clap back.
Wait, no, don't even clap back. Let me put my foot on your neck. Right? They went three, I think 3 in a row or something like that, right?
Yeah, 3.
They lost the last one actually, right?
Yeah.
And then he ended up getting traded to Miami. Do you know the Shaq that got traded to Miami averaged 8 points less? And Wade won with that Shaq that Kobe couldn't win with. Right? And it took years for Kobe to get back. I'm not saying Kobe's not a champ, you know, but he rode Shaq's coattail for 3 chips out of this 5. And
Big hot take. That's a hot
he's
take.
up there with Jordan. Man, sit down. Like, what? That's a
hot take.
Yeah, man. So I'm going to say, and this is dedicated to Clarence Joe from Ballad of the Brutes, because you're going to watch this and shake your head. I'm going Bron. Longevity's crazy.
You're right.
So this is what it is. Right?
Yeah.
There's ups and downs, right? Jordan was like this, and he was above everyone, and his low points were still pretty high, and he's pretty consistently like this. His output and abilities were up here like this, right?
But you know they're gonna bring it back down to the rings, though.
But wait, Bron is like this.
I agree.
And his
I agree.
certain peaks and certain statistics peak above, lower. Jordan's shooting, he's well. Bron has more.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he's more rounded, yeah.
And Bron is he's in his 40s now too, right?
Yeah. Like you can't.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
All right. Oxtail or curry goat?
All right.
Oxtail.
All right.
Oxtail gravy too.
Ooh, there we
rice.
go. Nas or Jay-Z?
You're violating. So I'm not even going to give a reason. I'm supposed to be able to take a shot or something. Nas or Jay-Z?
You don't have to answer. If you know.
So the thing is, right? Nas has Illmatic and amazing albums, and then he had a stretch of I felt like his subpar productions. I felt like it took him a while to be able to pick good beats.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? And I think that Jay-Z has had moments where I'm just like, why would you pick this beat? But his hits are mega hits, right?
Yep.
And so from an MC standpoint, they're both incredibly capable, but from an MC standpoint, Nas has had a second run that's crazy.
Yeah, the King's Disease.
Right?
Yeah.
All of those are killer,
Yeah.
but his second run and his concepts are bananas.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I Gave You Power and, you know, all of those things,
it was written
right?
as an.
So from an MC standpoint, Nas, but from an overall standpoint, Jigga got it.
You guys need to start giving It Was Written its freaking flowers. Because I Gave You Power,
Fake
one of
Thugs,
the
No Love,
best.
you got to eat.
My God.
Fake Thugs, No Love. You got the.
Anyways.
CB40 Gusto, what though? I didn't know that I was drunk though. Yeah,
There we go.
Whatever.
There
I
we
messed
go.
up the words, but you know, I think I'm gonna shut up. I'm not gonna even give a comment on that because I hope to.
We're going to have you back. We're going to continue
One day
this
I hope to
conversation.
work with that dude.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I'm
yeah.
gonna shut my mouth, man.
Yeah. Let's see here. Tits or ass? I know you. Time out. I know you're married. I don't want to get you in trouble.
There has to be context to it.
What do you prefer? What do you like? You
I like both.
Yeah. But yeah.
But I find girls with big breasts more attractive.
That's different. It's different for a black man to say that.
I like them thick. What do you mean? So, but thick and big boobs is a different level for me.
Come on.
Because I find a girl with boobs and let's say no ass kind of weird, but a girl with big ass and no boobs.
But the thing is, right? There's so many. This whole fake ass game is throwing the game out of
Yeah,
they're ruining
It's out
it.
of skew.
It's crazy.
And so it's so extreme. It's like I don't want that extreme.
Yeah.
I want real.
Yeah.
I want stretch marks. You know.
I agree.
I want
The cellulite, all of that.
cellulite's the business. If you don't have cellulite, what are you doing really? You know what I'm saying? It's the business.
And those Jamaican bruises, you know what
Yeah.
what do you call it? The Jamaican. I don't know what, but you know the Jamaican bruise on the shin. Give me one of those.
I'm an expert at this. I like that. I'm an expert. I'll tell you a trait that people overlook. You'll tell if it's a real ass if she has skinny calves.
Skinny calves?
Peep game. I just put you on. The calves are smaller than the proportions of the rest of the thigh and the bati and the hips. Jamaican women have a particular build.
Yeah.
The hip is a little narrow, right? If a woman has a big body and it's real, peep her calves. You'll never see huge calves. Unless some of them are just stick all the way down, but you'll see if it's real.
We're going to have to examine this.
Peep game.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Wow.
Peep game.
Okay, one more question. Let's see. Wu-Tang or Mobb Deep?
Champion gear that I rock, you get your boots stomped and lock shit down. That's my answer.
Okay, all right.
Yo, this is Black Mob.
And this is Glory.
We have Errol Eats World. Errol Eats Everything.
Shit, yeah. Right. Thank you for coming out, brother. Salute to the team. I wish we could conversate longer, man. I know that
mine's them later and something, you know.
Yeah.
No, my bad. I have a crazy 3-year-old. I apologize.
No.
But I'm gonna pull up to the party. How long is it gonna be?
As long as you guys dictate. You give them what they're telling you they want.
Okay.
Remember I said that?
Yeah.
So if they said they want to, hang out, then we hang out.
Well, we'll be there.
Peace and blessings and get home safe.
We'll be there.
Yeah,
understand?
All right.
All right.
Appreciate y'all.
Peace.
Music there's a couple emotions.
Yeah.
Food creates emotion because when you're hungry, you want the food that you want. Friends create an emotion because when you go and you hang out with your friends, then you go and have a good time with your friends. And especially if they're your old friends, so they have history on you for time. But music, why do you think all these older people sit there and still listen to 70s classic rock? Because they remember where they were on that moment when that song was playing. And they remember, because I remember the first time I ever heard Who Shot Ya from Biggie Smalls. Cheers.
On that track. Yo, is that audio fucking good on that? We'll fucking wing it. We're gonna wing it.